god. That or actually use that instead. Oh. Hello everybody, just tuning in. Yeah, this is the vMA run. Figured I'd stream it. That's because it's the event and I do need to get those plunder skulls. So I'm playing a little bit more defensively than what I would normally would. Just because I do want to get the flawless title. I haven't gotten it yet on my DK. So I am playing a little bit more defensively. So I have a little bit more points in the health. And I am running like hardened armor and things like that. So main issue with magDK is that the difficulty comes from the fact that not very good burst. And at least until they released like Sijic, your spammable was actually not that great either. Because you had to be within melee range in order for the spammable to actually work. It used to be whip. I'm not necessarily going for score or anything, I'm just trying to get no death. I mean, I guess the main thing I'm trying to get is that plunder skull at the end. And another infused inferno staff, because I don't want to transmute one of the ones I have. If I get the flawless, that's great, but actually, one of the sets that I was considering running instead of Brothar was actually going to be Iceheart, but I decided against it. Iceheart has that additional heal, or shield I should say, not heal. This stage is usually a killer for me. No death runs, because I normally die because I like run with the blade instead of against it. Another big issue with magDKs and like flawless runs, the fact that you don't have a really reliable self-heal. Get some resources back. Is it buffering because your work internet sucks? Oh, that's right. If people were going for score, they actually would be able to kill that one Centurion by that point. Like, if you guys ever... I don't know if LCH has released any of his videos. I think he has. Of his vMA runs, but it's a little insane just how quickly he's able to burn some of that stuff down. Part of it too is that well, I guess he's done it on every single class, so. So one thing I'm actually doing to help out my sustain is running Leap. It's because it's a cheap ulti. That was kind of close there. Wait, oh, you said you're doing audio only, not video. Oh, okay. You're doing audio because the buffering sucks. I was a little confused there. Sorry. Stupid ass stranglers. One of the big issues was like for those ads you would have to like run out there as a magDK or run Crushing Shock or Force Pulse instead. Which like isn't the worst thing in the world, like running Force Pulse, but like Force Pulse is very expensive to run. So it's not really something you want to do if you can help it. So the introduction of Ellie Weapon really helped out. That's what I mean when there's like no reliable self-heal there. Like if I was a Sork, I didn't really have to worry about it because I have like Surge, or if I was a Nightblade, my final health would do the job for me. But as a magDK, you don't really have a very good healing source. Oh. Mouse Marina is actually not as bad as people make it out to be. It's the reason why most people have trouble, at least from like what I've seen, is mostly from like not knowing the mechanics, like not knowing where the spawns are. So once you learn where all the spawns are, it gets a lot easier, and once you start learning the mechanics and what to avoid, I think Mouse Marina actually gets pretty easy afterwards. In terms of sets, I'm just running Burning Spell Weave and Mother's Sorrow. Not necessarily the ideal combination, but it works. For vMA, I probably would rather use something like Silks and then Burning Spell Weave on my front bar, but I don't have a Burning Spell Weave Inferno. That, I'll admit, but I need healing. Like, this is a pretty common boss that people screw up on because they don't know they have to actually stand underneath while it's doing this. Yeah, so that one's probably like one of the. This stage is probably one of the first ones that people trip up on, because the second stage might seem daunting, but it's more of like how well can you mitigate damage kind of thing. But the fourth stage, if you don't know like the mechanic behind the spider, can actually be quite difficult. And of course, this stage is another one that a lot of new players to vMA have trouble with. I might actually swap to probably swap to Russian shot. I'm gonna swap to reflective plate here because of the ice mages. For this stage. Ah, damn it. Took enough on that spam. It's usually 5 or 7 where I screw up the flawless. Like I said, I think magDK is probably one of the more difficult ones to get flawless on. It's also in the wrong place. They always want to kill the ice mate first. Oh, and the minimum got me there. What I do here, then I'm going to pick up this. So I can burn her and ignore the 2 asset spawn. Yeah, so the last 2 assets spawn on this platform are range stats, so you can actually pick this up and just be able to completely ignore them. Because the defense sigil will also give you basically Dragonite wings for the entire time that it's active. So you can just reflect all their projectiles back at them. Another one that some people have difficulty with. Mostly because it doesn't really give you, like, the game doesn't give you a good explanation as like what you should be doing when the spiders come out. I mean, honestly, Maxort, the shield changes, it's not that bad. Like, everyone says, oh, Maxorts are going to be affected the worst. It's like, every other class's shield has been affected in the same way. So, like I said, I've been saying this a lot, and it's just, success in vMA is about knowing mechanics and knowing spawns. It's not really about how, like, big your shield is. Unless you're going for something like a, you know, flawless or something, like, it doesn't really matter. Like, I'm only using my shield very liberally here because I was going for flawless. I'll probably actually, like, drop the shield really. At this point, it's more of a, like, I might also just try to get on the leaderboard and get it for a high score. shoot, didn't mean to do that. I thought I had... agony. Shot that one. This. I'm on the wrong one. Yeah, it's a lot sloppier than it should have been. So the thing with crit surge and critting is that you have several dots out, so it's not like it's hard to get it to crit. Like it's not hard to get the proc chance on crit surge, so I don't know what you're talking about there. You normally have several dots out, and each crit of the dot will proc it, so it's not hard. And like sure, you only have maybe 40% crit chance, but magSorks have no less crit chance than a magDK does. And I'm running Mother Sorrows, I'm at 61.7, but without it I'd be sitting at maybe like 40-ish, so it's like it's. I don't know what you're talking about with the whole like it's going to be a lot harder on like a mag sork. It's not. Like I've run like mag sork with power surge. Like there's no shortage of healing. So I don't know what you're talking about, but like power surge is perfectly sufficient for vMA even after the changes. If there was no issue with it prior to the changes, then there really is no issue with it after the shield changes. Grab this just because. Oh. Thought I didn't get that off.
Pay attention, you Daedra! It's never the same twice!
I honestly don't think you really have any idea. Like, no offense, Nico, but I don't think you kind of understand the, like, how not serious this nerf is. Like, it's not, it's inconsequential, basically, for PvE stuff, the shield nerf. Like, it's so minor that, like, most of us are just kind of like, whatever, it's, doesn't change how we're gonna raid, doesn't change our builds or anything. That's not what I wanted to hit. That was stupid. Like honestly, like in a PvP perspective maybe, but like in a PvE it's like it's not even a question that like the shield changes don't affect PvE at all. And it's mainly because the resistances help buff your shield size, it buffs your effective shield size, and the fact that there's not that much burst damage that you're really taking. That's not like super dangerous. Jesus fucking Christ. In PvE, yeah, it's a pretty minor nerf. Like, I've done the math. It's not that big of a nerf. It's something of like, what was it, like 5% increase in the amount of like base damage you can take before it ends up being a one-shot, which is like pretty inconsequential overall. I broke free from that.
And now another attempt.
Thing is, you're talking about shields in PvP, and there's no question that it's a nerf in PvP, but we're not talking about PvP here, so...
Things get serious.
I mean, I've tried on PTS2 and I found absolutely close to zero difference.
Now, meet a cleansing flame of the igneous cistern.
In terms of sets you can run post Murkmire, the big one's obviously still going to be Reliquant. And then the second one is going to kind of depend on... going to depend a little bit on what your specific class is, but generally speaking, Advancing Yokata is always going to be good on no matter what class you're on. Then you have other options like Veiled Inheritance is very strong, Briarheart's pretty good. I mean, at this point, Nyko, you're pretty much calling pot meet kettle kind of thing, because you're speaking almost strictly from a PvP perspective. Shields are not an issue in PvE. Like I said, I've done the math, it's not a huge nerf. If you are questioning mathematics, then there's like really no hope for you, I'd say, just because math doesn't really lie, because that's just the nature of math. And like a 5% increase is, like I said, not, it's not like, it's not something that I would be concerned about for your typical PvP player. Freaking been a while since I've been in vMA.
Let's hope that this time it's more of a contest.
I think the last time I've done VMA was back in Somerset, maybe. Whenever I did that last VMA stream was the last time I've done VMA.
The challenger approaches. Release the defenders.
magDKs do not have 4 to 5 heals. It's only 1 heal that I'm running right now. 1 usable heal, I should say, because if you want to, you don't want to all deep thoughts that you heal. For this run, I'm running Spellweave, Grothar, and Mother Sorrow. Love it when I'm on the wrong bar. Bottom right corner, that's raid tools? I actually don't know. There might be raid tools or raidificator. Oh, that's why, because armor's entirely broken.
Fire will consume you.
Battle Roar is not a consistent heal and should not be relied upon as a consistent heal. Ah, damn it. Thought he would do it. If you still need to transmute your advanced Yokeda, you can probably stick with Ravager. It's not... So the changes to Reliquin basically made it so it doesn't proc anything that procs off of melee damage. Basically, Reliquin doesn't count as melee damage anymore. From what I can gather, and this is not my tests, this is, I think, Lyco's tests. But it's... I think he said he lost maybe like between 10 to 15%. Like uptime, which is not insignificant, but it still like doesn't make it a bad set necessarily. Just makes it not the best set. I forget where the Daedroth spawn now. It's been, like I said, it's been such a long time since I've done it. I guess it's not here, it's later. Wanna say it's this spawn, it's Daedroth. Over him. I want to say is when it spawns. There we go. This is the stage with 2 Daedroths. Right here. Sunderflame is fine if you don't have a Stamplar in group, because otherwise Power for Light gives the exact same debuffs. It's pretty much a waste of a set if you're running Sunderflame. This one? Yeah. It's a part of Stage 9 is remembering where all these freaking guards spawn. When and where. Yeah, so I'd probably use Ravager before Sunderflame, honestly, just because of that doubling up of the debuff fake. Correctly for once. Oh, that's unfortunate though. A third? Yeah. able to. Nope. Close. No cigar. Ah, damn it, thought I'd get there in time. I don't think we'll survive that. Thought I'd be able to get to the wall in time, but I think I misjudged it. Judged it by a hair there. Damn it. Opposite side of me. I wish I just chased it the other way. What's another good thing to do? Come on.
This one's ugly. Keep it stronger.
Could have been a little bit better. Ice. Thunder scroll we have to open now. Oops. This. Oh, the room box thing. I have to freaking collect room box shit too. I don't want to do that. It's annoying. Okay. Okay, I think I've warmed up my vMA chops a little bit here, but I need to actually go. Are there new achievements too? That's... yeah, there are. There are. All of these. Okay, it's actually not that bad. One of those completionist types I have to like actually get all these achievements and stuff, get all the items. I still have to test it out in Murkmire. My initial thoughts are probably not that big of a difference. It's probably gonna be like around 1k, 2k maybe, I'd imagine. The way to go is still gonna be 3 infused, but I can't imagine Precise on the offhand's gonna make that big of a difference. Although it also would depend on which enchant you have on there. So if you have like an Absorb Stam enchant, the loss in sustain might change your rotation, you might need a heavy attack more, and that might cause a DPS loss and so on. So Infused Precise should be fine. I don't think it's going to be like a very large difference, if at all. In terms of lower DPS because of higher ping, not necessarily, because a lot of it is going to be kind of muscle memory. So if you have consistently higher ping, you can still do very well. You can still, you know, get very high DPS. It might be a little bit harder, but as long as your ping is consistent, because it's a lot of muscle memory that goes into like learning your rotation and being a good DPS, it's actually not that big of a deal. So back when before I moved here to do my doctoral program, my ping was normally around 200, like it averaged 200, 250. But so I was still doing very good DPS, probably not as good as I could have done, but like ever since moving here and having a wired connection, my DPS has not really gone up like you wouldn't, like as much as you would expect it to. Like my ping now is like covers around like 100-ish on average, depending on like the zone and things. But like my DPS didn't go up just because I got lower ping. So it's more about knowing your rotation and getting comfortable with it. If you have like a lot of ping spikes, then yeah, your DPS is going to suffer just because, you know, you're just like from like a brain perspective, you're reacting to what you see and what you hear, and that's going to be offset because of those ping spikes. So in that regard, yes, your DPS will usually be a little bit lower. But if it's a consistent ping, like if the images and things that are coming up are consistent, then it doesn't normally affect DPS as badly. Why did I suddenly have higher? Oh, because I ate purple food, which I was wondering why my health went up all of a sudden. But yeah, I am fairly confident I can get Flawless. Like I said, it's been a while since I've done vMA, so I figured since the event was on and I needed to get that motif from like the end of the day, the last trial boss, I figured I might as well like just do vMA and try to get another Infused Inferno, because I think I'm missing just one of them. Let's see. Yeah, so I do have 4 infused, 3 infused, and kind of need to make 1 more infused. So I don't want to use transmutes though, because I have a long list of things that I have to transmute. So I kind of don't want to use it on like a vMA staff if I can just farm one kind of thing. But yeah, I actually need to go eat dinner now, so it's about 6:45 where I am right now. So I'm gonna go eat dinner, and then I'm probably gonna hop on the PTS, start recording some build videos. I'm not anticipating any huge shifts, like balance shifts going from PTS to Monday. There might be maybe a few bug fixes, but I can't imagine any of them affecting like PvE builds or anything like that. And then I'll do another VMA run maybe tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure. My parents are visiting this weekend, so I probably won't be able to get on that much. I'll still be able to stream the Sunday night raid, but Saturday I might not be able to stream a VMA run depending on what they want to do and when they get in and things like that. But yeah, that's pretty much a very casual VMA run. I was shooting for the Flawless, but after I died, it was kind of like, whatever. It's really whatever. So now it's just kind of like remembering where all the spawns are, because it's been like 2 months since I've done VMA. Not really fresh in my mind. So that's it for this stream. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you guys hopefully on Saturday for another VMA run, but if not, then on Sunday night for some